In this scene from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we're going to see 3 different levels of conversation in play. Afterwards, we'll analyse it.
What do you read?
It's a biography of Walt Disney. It's fascinating. He's a genius, you know. I mean, a once in every 50 or 100 years kind of genius.
What are you, 12?
I'm 8. What are you reading?
Just a Western.
What does that mean? Is it good?
Pretty good.
What's the story?
I haven't finished it yet.
I didn't ask for the whole story. What's the idea of the story?
Well, it's about this guy who's a Bronco buster. It's the story of his life. The guy's name is Tom Breezy, but everyone always calls him Easy Breezy. Now, when Easy Breezy was in his 20s and young and good looking, he could break any horse that you could throw at him. Back then, he just had a way. Now he's into his late 30s and he takes a bad fall and messes up his hip. He's not crippled or anything like that, but he's got spine problems he never had before, and he spends more of his days in pain than he ever did before.
Cheapers, this sounds like a good novel.
Yeah, it's not.
Where are you in it?
About midway.
What's happening to Easy Breezy now?
So we saw in this scene then several different levels in play. So generally you've got surface level 1, information level 2, opinions level 3, and then you can go beyond that with feelings level 4 and relationship level 5, etc. So we saw DiCaprio try to open a dialogue, break the ice with the girl by asking her what she was reading. This was a closed level 1 question, and she could have just given a closed 1 or 2 word response. But after she did reply, she continued, and she actually jumped straight to opinions level 3, skipping information level 2 out altogether, starting to tell her about this Disney biography and how she thought he was a genius. And this kind of broke the rhythm, the flow, and it took DiCaprio back a little bit. He was a bit shocked, and he jumped in and he asked her what her age was. And now she's looking at him, she's reprising him, and she realizes that he wants to have a conversation with her. He wants to have a little bit of rapport, but his social intelligence is not really helping him out very much. So she knows she's going to have to do the work for him here. So she turns the tables around and she puts the focus on him and asks what's his book about. So this is again a closed surface level 1 question where you only have to give a 1 or 2 word response. And that's what he does. He doesn't open up any further. So she follows up with an open question, an information level 2 question designed to get more information out of him. And it takes a little bit of coaxing, but she gets there. She gets him talking about his book. So now they're on information level 2, and he's talking about his book, and he's doing a really good job of it, perhaps because he relates to the character in his book. And so we're drawn into it, and she's drawn into it. And once he's finished, she comes back in at opinions level 3. Jeepers creepers, that sounds like a really good novel. And he very briefly meets her there at level 3 by saying, yeah, it's not bad. It's a short response, but it's an opinions response. So they've both now issued an opinion on the book, and they've met at level 3. But now he kind of switches off again. So she tries to reboot the conversation with a closed surface level 1 question. He gives a very short response again. So once again, she follows up with an open information level 2 question. What's happening now in the book? So you see some different levels happening here, and she's doing most of the work. And if you want to relate to people, if you want to build rapport and perhaps find a connection, it's always going to be a lot easier to do if you're on the same level